Hello, this video will show you how to roast coffee on a popcorn popper, a West Bend Poppery 1. The video can be used as a general guide for other popcorn poppers as well. The Poppery 1 used for this video has been simply modified to operate the fan and heating elements separately. Plugging in the Poppery 1 turns the fan on. The switch located at the front of the Poppery 1 operates the heating element. The modifications provide you, the roaster, some control over the roast, allowing you to develop simple roast profiles. I have also drilled some holes into the roast chamber to allow placement of stemmed thermometers at different levels within the roast chamber. This allows you to monitor the temperature throughout the roast, and this is essential in roast profiling. The coffee beans used for this guide is the Guatemala Antigua coffee bean. It is a hard, dense bean that stands up very well to the higher temperatures used in darker roasted coffee. Aside from being an excellent coffee, its forgiving nature during the darker roasting makes the Guatemala Antigua bean a good choice for the beginning home roaster. To start the roast, plug in the popper to turn on the fan. Then turn on the heater with a switch. Keep monitoring the temperature here and throughout the roast. You can see here the temperature slowly rising to 200 degrees. At 200 degrees, slowly add the green beans a little at a time. As you keep adding beans, the bean mass movement will slow. Keep adding beans until the bean mass movement slows considerably. This is a good place to stop. As you can see, the movement of the beans has slowed quite a bit. This is 3.6 ounces of green beans. I prefer to add a bit more beans until the mass almost stops, about 4 ounces of beans for this popper. The adding of the beans starts the first stage of the roast, the drying phase. The roast profile for this guide calls for a 3-minute drying stage ending at 300 degrees. Here, I just toggled the heater switch off as the temperature was rising too quickly. As the temperature approaches 300 degrees, the green beans start to turn yellow. At this phase of the drying stage, the temperature is rising too quickly. To slow the rate of temperature increase, I toggle the heater switch off and on for no more than 2 to 5 seconds at a time to slow the rate, making sure not to stall the roast. Here, at the end of the drying stage, the yellow beans are turning tan in color. We have just hit the 300 degree mark at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. It's a little off the roast profile of 3 minutes, but not bad for a popcorn popper. This starts the second stage of the roast, the ramp up to first crack. The roast profile calls for a ramp up to first crack between 1 to 2 minutes. As we approach 350 degrees, The canned beans start to turn brown in color. We are ending the wrap-up stage and approaching first crack. You'll hear the popping of first crack at around 400 degrees. The beans are turning darker as the roast continues. First crack has pretty much ended here at 425 degrees plus. This starts the fourth stage of the roast, the between the crack stage, the phase between first crack and the start of second crack. I have toggled the heater off briefly as the roast profile calls for this stage to be at least 1 minute. As we approach second crack, you will see the beans get darker and darker as the roast continues. Smoke rising from the roast chamber will also start to increase. Second crack starts around 450 degrees and you'll start to hear its crackling. This will increase as the roast continues. The crackling has become quite steady here. This is a good place to stop for a Vienna roast, about 460 degrees. I am turning off the heater for good at 465 degrees. This is a Vienna Plus to a light French roast. I am letting the roast coast a bit with a fan on, allowing the roast to continue just a bit more before I end the roast with a dump and cool, which I just did. I'm trying to cool the beans down as quickly as I can. Keep the fan on for a few minutes to cool down the popper as well. And there you have it, some freshly roasted Guatemala Antigua coffee beans.